When you think about cybercrime, this is probably what you picture. Dark room, people in hoodies trying to break into your computer and steal your information. Well, the truth is so much more, well, boring, if we're honest. Can we get some lights on? Imagine this. Your business has just invested a whole load of time and money moving everyone over to Office 365. You maybe even bought brand new laptops to get everybody working from the cloud, but you didn't take the security bit seriously. You rejected the offer for the better license with more security because it was too expensive, and you didn't want to turn on some of the basic security features like multi-factor authentication because it was too difficult for the users. And then you get hacked. Your business gets compromised. All of your emails, your customer contacts, your invoices, and your files that you put into SharePoint Online are all visible to the hackers. Because that's exactly what happened to a client that we recently helped after they had suffered a data breach. As a small business, they'd wanted to reduce costs on Office 365, and also the owners didn't want to have complicated passwords or additional password security, like multi-factor authentication. And they're not alone. A staggering 81% of data breaches were down to weak or stolen passwords. Passwords and email phishing attacks are still the top 2 ways that people steal your data. In fact, check out this article here from the Next Web, which talks about how computers can now guess 100 billion passwords every second. The reality is that people still aren't taking password security seriously. We've literally seen people write down passwords on post-it notes and stick them on the monitor, or write them down on whiteboards in meeting rooms. We've seen people insist that their password is changed to password 1, with a capital P though, because yeah, that'll stop the hackers. And this is usually the CEO or the FD, people who don't want to be bothered by the technology, they just want to get on with their job. But I guarantee you, they will be bothered when the business gets hacked. So look, how can we make life easier for you and make sure that your business is not one of the 46% of UK businesses who got hacked last year? It comes down to a couple of things. Firstly, make your passwords complex. Even better, if you have an IT team, get them to make the password requirements complex so it forces people to use a better password. Now, it used to be that we'd insist that everybody has an 8-character password and we change their password every 30 days. But that advice has changed. Now, the recommendation these days is to have a really strong password. Somewhere between 12 and 15 characters ought to do it. But you don't need to change it every 30 days. So let's just come back to that in a minute. But Scott, you'll say, how the hell am I supposed to remember a character that has 15 passwords? With uppercase and lowercase letters and numbers, it's impossible. Well, it's actually easier than you might think. So let's take a look at this. We're saying your password wants to be 12 to 15 characters, have uppercase and lowercase letters and numbers and a special character. So instead of trying to think of a password that looks something like this, why not try using a short sentence? For example, who likes Terminator 2? Here you can see we've used uppercase, lowercase, numbers and special characters, but it's a lot easier to remember. And it's 20 characters. So look, we mentioned that you don't need to change your password every 30 days. And that's because we should all be using multi-factor authentication. There's really no excuse. MFA has been rolled out by banks and social media companies and even TV streaming services. Most of us are already using this at home. So when you log into your bank or your Xbox with your password from a new device or a new location, you get a text message or an app notification that pops up on your phone to check that it's definitely you. It's the same with your business data. When Office 365 sees you logging in from a new device or a new location, it's going to check that it's you. If it genuinely is you, it takes 2 seconds to click approve on your app. And if it's not you, well, even that elite bunch of hackers in Siberia who managed to steal your password, well, they're stuffed because they don't have your mobile phone, so they can't log in and steal your data. This really is simple stuff, but it will protect you against one of the most likely reasons that you get hacked. So, tell you what, if you'd like to understand more, some simple steps on how you can safeguard your team and your customer data against these really common attacks, give me a shout. You can reach me on email here or leave us a message in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Alternatively, if you work in IT and you've seen some real horror stories, write to me and let me know. I'd love to hear about what you've seen.